Up to Oregon. Washington's a really good pick because they'll be if they win, it'll be 2 years in a row, right? Mm-hmm. Coach has been there 4 years. He recruits really well. Really good team, good guy. I think the wild card in the Pac-12 that could possibly, that probably will keep some of those teams out of maybe potential playoff is Stanford. Stanford's always tough, right? Really well coached. They've been well coached.
David Shaw's done a great job over there.
David Shaw, has taken over for Harbaugh and really kept that program really stable, right? They're 8-9 game winner every single year. They've run the same offense that they've been running forever, which is a slow rolling. They play really good defense. They run the ball really well. It's just it's just a grinding school, and that kind of team, a team that's really good fundamentally, is the team that will upset either Washington or Oregon. And will help secure or maybe beat both of them, and will help kind of secure the conference for one of them. So I think Stanford for me is kind of a little wild card in there that kind of upsets some teams.
Yeah, Stanford never has the really good talent,
right?
But they're always phenomenally sounded, and they always know where they're going. Kind of like K-State in the Big 12. They don't get the big recruits, but they get the 3-4 star players that know what they're doing,
and they're very smart
kids out there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a wonder to me that Shaw hasn't been pegged for a NFL job, right? He seems like the kind of guy that could move up pretty easily, or even move over to maybe Michigan. But he's probably pretty comfortable there. He wins every year. He's kind of flying under the radar, so he's going to, I think, stick with Stanford. Yeah. But I could see him as being an NFL coach.
He could have had offers,
I'm sure he has.
Don't know about, and he's chosen to stay where he's at. And so, moving on from the Pac-12, probably one of the easiest conferences to pick is the ACC.
Yeah, actually, that one. Well, I don't know. I don't know which one's easier between ACC and SEC, but all right, let's go ACC.
Yeah, ACC. So who you got?
I have Clemson.
I got Clemson.
You got Clemson.
Clemson over Virginia Tech. The other that Coastal Division is not very good.
Yeah, it's not.
Anyone can win that side. Syracuse, Virginia Tech, or whoever.
Yeah, I was really hoping that we would see something from Miami this last week.
Nope.
Coming out and playing Florida in a big game to open the year, national television. Michael Irvin's there getting everybody hyped up, and they just played okay.
Well, Florida's the one that really played not good.
Yeah.
The turnovers, the points off turnover kept them in that game, and it made it interesting. It made it a first fun night of football, but sloppy.
Yeah, sloppy football, definitely. I'm one of those guys that and I've said it before, I feel like college football is better when there are certain teams that are really, really good. Like when Miami is really, really good, I think that's good for college football overall. I think Alabama's another one of those teams. I think Clemson has become one of those teams.
I was just going to say to that point, Clemson's become one of those teams to where them being good, really, really good, helps college football quite a bit.
It does.
But I'm with you on that. Think about how good the ACC would be if Miami could step up and kind of be the football school they had been before.
Yeah.
And we could get some really good Miami, Clemson. But right now, I really feel like Clemson's going to run through the ACC. They're really going to run through them. Run through them even more than I don't know if you guys have an upset in the SEC. You don't have to give that away yet. But it may even more than Bama's going to run through the SEC because Clemson is head and shoulders better than everybody in the ACC. And I feel like they have. I said Herbert might be the best. It's either Herbert or Lawrence as the best quarterback in college football. Lawrence is really, really special. Can't come out of the draft this year, but he's a really, really special quarterback. We saw it last year when he took over for Kelly Bryant.
Yeah.
With Clemson. So, and that was another thing too. Clemson was blowing people out last year, even when Kelly Bryant was playing pretty inconsistent. So it's a big time defensive school, and also they're a really well coached team. You can tell that.
I would like to see football back. 80s good again. Nebraska, Texas. Some of these other schools that have kind of faltered off a little bit. Notre Dame. You think about what you guys were probably pretty young in the 80s, but late 80s. I don't know if you remember, but football in the 80s was different. I thought.
Yeah, you had Miami, you had Nebraska, you had Texas.
We'll blame it on SMU.
Yeah.
There you go. No, I think I'm with you on Texas. I don't know if I'm with you on Nebraska becoming really good again.
Well, but it was fun, though.
Maybe
it was
word-
fun.
yeah.
I mean, the OU Nebraska Orange Bowls and football, it just doesn't feel. I mean, it's good still, but it doesn't feel like it did. It was.
Well, I don't know about. Okay,
It had some
hold
special feelings back then.
I don't know. Well, okay, I don't know. I don't know about
This
that.
is probably for me, but it you know,
But football is better now than it was in the '80s.
but not like it was then with all these teams that were always year in and year out in there, and they're not there anymore. And all I'm saying is I'd like to see some of those teams back in the mix again.
Oh, okay, I got you. Like the rivalry type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the traditional powerhouses.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got Central Florida, which came out of nowhere, largest enrollment school in the state of Florida. It's in Orlando. They made some right moves there, that's for sure.
Yeah, they did, but it is what it is. So we got, but yeah, I'm with you. I like I think Miami, Notre Dame. I think USC. When those teams are good, which I mean, imagine that. We talked about the Pac-12. We didn't even mention USC.
Not anymore.
That's where they are.
That's where they're at. Not anymore. They used to be, Pete Carroll's there, and that's, when we talk about coaching, that's coaching.
Yep.
When Pete Carroll leaves, and that program takes a little bit of a nosedive. Also had some what's it called?
Some cheating, a little bit.
A little bit, maybe.
Scandal.
I don't know.
Reggie Bush.
They took away some scholarships from them.
Yeah.
But that's still USC, right?
Clay Helton is on the hot seat this year, and I think he's going to get fired at the end of the year.
Probably, and USC is also one of those schools too. Probably right. If USC is really good, that's good for college football.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned them there.
Yeah, right. Super passionate fan base.
Notre
and
Dame
all that stuff. Yep. And so Notre Dame's still really good every year.
They are right now.
Their thing is that, and their schedule, it's weird. They have a weird schedule, right? They don't play anybody super soft. Nobody old, like, you know what I mean. They don't play like any of the small schools or anything like that. And I actually think their strength of schedule is actually a little high up there, but they don't play anybody. I don't think they play anybody super tough. So when they get to if they do get to the college football playoff, which if they go undefeated, they will. They should. They get beat up because they don't play anybody like Clemson. They don't play anybody like Bama throughout the whole season. So,
but you go back to that schedule. It's a very traditional schedule.
Yes.
It's an all non-con schedule.
Yep.
Year in and year out, you don't know how that schedule is going to be. I mean, that schedule can be very tough.
Absolutely.
And
very tough.
And it had been tough whenever they were playing. They were playing USC every single year.
Ask Tim Grunhard how. Let's get Swim Dad on the line.
Yeah.
Michigan. They play Michigan every year.
Just dial him up over there.
They play Michigan every year, right? They play Michigan every
Michigan.
year. USC. The Army's not. Army's not an easy,
No,
right?
it's
Army
not an easy
typically
win.
wins 9 or 10 a year, and it's hard to defend that triple option. So,
Robert, you got any thoughts on Notre Dame this year?
Notre Dame, I got them ranked number 10 in the nation right now.
Okay.
And they got their toughest game. Look like it's going to be at Georgia.
At Georgia is their toughest game of the year.
Yep.
Looks like on paper. That will be a tough one at Georgia. I mean, SEC team, rabid fans.
So that's a big time game right there. That's what they were kind of missing. I think last year they didn't play anybody that tough.
Yeah.
I mean, they play like Michigan or whatever, but Georgia.
Do they have
right up there.
USC on the schedule this year?
Yes, it's at home.
At home, yeah.
They
They should handle them pretty easily.
They're
I'd
at
say.
Stanford the last game of the year as usual.
At Stanford, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be interesting.
You know what? They play Stanford every year, right? Don't they?
Yeah,
a lot of those games are like they play those teams every year, but Georgia's like the new one, right? I don't think they're playing this year.
They play Miami this year?
No, they do not.
No Miami. Okay.
They usually play
They brought Michigan back.
Michigan back.
They have to cancel them for a couple years.
Okay. So Michigan, you're a big Harbaugh fan. We'll talk about that in a minute. But
I am a big Harbaugh fan.
yeah, you really like that guy.
He makes me very happy when I watch him win games. I want to wear khakis every day.
I like
watch him.
Hey, Austin, you and I, other than Mizzou, got a lot in common.
What?
Got a lot in common. I'm a hardball fan too.
You're a Harbaugh fan?
I'm a fan of the fam.
Okay.
The Harbaugh times 3. It's only 2 right now, I think. But,
Yeah.
But 3 total. That's one good legacy of a coaching family.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, for sure. And it's a little, if Jim can get himself a national championship, that's a nice. They got a Super Bowl ring in the family. They got the national championship in the family.
Yeah,
they're looking pretty good. It's coaches.
Was it
really nice.
2 years ago? The brothers were going against each other. Wasn't that right?
No,
that was longer than that.
It's probably I think
6
it's
years?
5 or 6 years ago. That's Niners.
Yeah.
Niners Ravens.
Yeah.
The power goes out.
Power goes out. That's what I
that's
remember
right,
about
that's
that
right.
game.
And then the Ravens. Oh no, Niners are winning. Ravens make a comeback after power goes out. I think something like that. So, back in the day when Colin Kaepernick was playing in Super Bowls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to the SEC on that note.
Hey,
SEC, the Southeastern Conference.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn. Who you got?
Missouri Tigers win.
This is your team, so
No, they don't. They don't win it.
they
Alabama
don't.
wins. Alabama wins the SEC. It's a tougher conference than the ACC because they'll have to worry about Georgia. They'll have to worry about Missouri, which Missouri will be an 8 or 9 win team.
Well, we talked to Barry Odom a few months ago.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, didn't he?
no. Austin talked to Barry Odom.
Yeah.
It was Austin.
No, I was.
No,
out
you
there.
got.
Yeah,
you got
I got the Barry Odom.
You got the Barry Odom.
Yeah,
I started.
the Barry
When
You
I
got
saw him,
Conzo.
I started blushing.
Yeah.
I started crying, and I
So I had to fill
I
in.
couldn't do the interview.
You flooded.
was
You
scared.
flooded
I
the
was a
chicken and
fanboy.
pickle. They shut it down that night. You
They did.
flooded the chicken and pickle.
I flooded chicken and pickle with all my tears of being a fanboy. No, you know what? He is a really good coach, and he's had to deal with
Super nice guy.
Super nice guy. He had to deal with some stuff with the predecessor over Drew Lock, Matty Mock. No, I'm sorry. You know what? He had to deal with the fallback of that, right?
Yeah.
Because Pinkel was still there.
Matty Mock.
But he
yeah.
had to deal with Drew Lock coming in and trying to take it. And Drew Lock grew into a very, very nice quarterback thanks to the coaches at Mizzou and thanks to our friend Justin Hoover.
There was
Yeah.
a
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
Justin Hoover.
Justin Hoover, friend of the show.
Drew Lock's personal quarterback coach.
Yeah, Drew Lock would be the quarterback he is today without Justin Hoover.
Yes.
Justin, he's probably Coach Hoover's probably like, all right, shut up.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll stick to the winner. It's going to be Alabama. Whatever, they're deep, man. Like they're deep at every
Did
position.
suffer an injury today in practice.
Don't matter. It doesn't matter. They're typically 2 or 3 deep with 5-star recruits at every single position. Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach of all time. All time, he's the greatest because he's winning in this era, which this era doesn't have too many. It's not like there's 10 schools that are really good. There's schools that are good year in and year out, and Bama stays there and just wins. I don't know. Do we agree on that? Is Nick Saban the greatest of all time?
In college football?
Yeah.
I do. I would
Not
probably put
NFL.
him-
We
yeah.
know the NFL.
Yeah, I would put him number 1.
Robert, what you got on Saban?
Oh, yeah, hands down. You win, 5, 6 championships?
Yeah.
He won one at LSU before they went to NFL,
Yep.
then came back.
Yeah. And he did a good job at Michigan State in his time up there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And you know what? Actually, and even when he went, and we're talking about just his coaching, even when he went to the NFL, Miami wasn't terrible.
No.
I think they won 7, or they won 9, and they won 7, and he left. And you know what? Eventually, probably would have worked out for him. But the Bama job is better.
Yeah,
Bama
he
job is a
made the
little
right
bit better.
decision.
Well, yeah. No.
Bama job is
What?
better than
Yeah,
Miami
what?
Dolphins.
No brainer, I think, is where that
Totally.
term came from.
Yeah,
Real
totally.
quick, back to Mizzou. I was talking with Neil Jones, Channel 5 sports reporter, the other day about the quarterback at Mizzou, at Missouri. Without him, what's the ranking? What do you think their ranking would be? I think that boosted their national ranking quite a bit, having that experienced quarterback fill that spot. That's a big transfer for Mizzou, and that in itself is just okay. I think that's what helped them.
Huge transfer. Kelly Bryant coming over from Clemson, which makes a lot of sense for him.
Put a big
Makes
smile
lot
on
of sense
Odom's
for-
face.
Yeah, because Drew Lock is stats wise, he's the best quarterback that's played at Missouri. You go from moving on from him to Kelly Bryant, who's kind of a seasoned dude and has played in the big games in Clemson. Got benched for Lawrence, which whatever. Lawrence is probably the best college quarterback last year. So Missouri's gonna be good. They're gonna 8 or 9 games. They're gonna make a bowl. Probably win their bowl game, and they're going to be a good team. And they're going to beat some of their big wins last year. They trashed Florida last year. That was a nice win. And Missouri's like that team, kind of like the Stanford of the Pac-12. If you're going to slip, they'll beat you. but I don't see them beating Georgia or anything, anybody like that. So they'll be there, but